All right, thanks, Olive. Right now I'm joined by attorney Byron Henry. He's also a constitutional scholar to talk more about this issue in Oklahoma. The big thing being, Byron, that this touches on Roe v. Wade. It, affirmed a woman's right to have an abortion. What would this law do if it passes?
Well, while the abortion law doesn't directly restrict the woman's right to have an abortion, the courts have consistently held that indirectly restricting or placing an undue burden on a woman's right to have an abortion by restricting physicians is also unconstitutional in most cases. And in fact, Texas's very restrictive House Bill 2 is before the Supreme Court. Arguments were heard earlier this month, and we'll have a decision by mid-June as to whether even less restrictive regulations on physicians are constitutional. So this bill seems to go even a step further to basically prohibit a woman from obtaining abortions anywhere in the state of Oklahoma.
Yeah, the senator who sponsored this bill in Oklahoma, he said that was his mission. He does not believe a woman should have an abortion. So by throwing the physicians in prison or charging them with felonies, that will prevent the women from having abortions. Have we seen anything like this before in other states?
Probably not this restrictive. There have been some bills that have basically banned abortion or banned the doctor's ability to perform an abortion after viability, which is generally around the 20 to 22 week date. But lower courts are bound by the court's last pronouncement about 25 years ago affirming Roe versus Wade, and therefore they don't have the opportunity of overturning Roe versus Wade. It's only the Supreme Court. And with conservatives, so to speak, a man down with the passing of Justice Antonin Scalia and a 4-4 court, it seems very odd that even in the next couple years there will be enough votes to actually overturn Roe versus Wade, even at the Supreme Court level.
That was my next question, because we're down one Supreme Court justice. So we're looking at a very lengthy and expensive battle if this were to go through.
It seems a bridge too far here to even use this bill as a vehicle to overturn Roe, because the conservatives on the court on this issue, assuming you have Chief Justice Roberts' vote, Justice Thomas's vote, Justice Alito's vote, Justice Kennedy 24 years ago refused to overturn Roe versus Wade, so you would need his vote, and then you would need a president, either Hillary Clinton or Donald Trump, to appoint a justice that would be willing to overturn Roe versus Wade, which they would certainly be asked that question in confirmation. So it just seems like there's too many obstacles to overcome. It's just bad timing as far as conservatives that would like to see Roe versus Wade overturned.
And even with the governor, if she doesn't sign this, then it becomes law. If she just doesn't do anything, doesn't veto it, doesn't sign it, then it just becomes law. Do you think, we don't know for sure, but do you think she would support something like this?
Well, certainly what we know about Governor Fallin is that she's very pro-life. She's made that a point, and by basically, you could say she would be kicking the can or passing the buck by not signing it. If she believes the bill is a good bill, she should probably sign it. If she doesn't sign it, it may be some indication not that she disagrees with it, but she's pretty sure that it would not be held as constitutional by the lower courts almost immediately before it takes effect. So I would suspect that she probably would sign it simply because she's dedicated herself and said that she's pro-life, but I'm interested to see how she's going to handle this for sure.
Well, we'll definitely keep an eye on that. Byron Henry, attorney and constitutional scholar, thanks for joining us this morning. We have much more coming up on Eye Opener.